Good morning students, welcome back to the English channel for grade 7. Students, in the last class we have done the summary or the gist of this chapter, The Blind Dog. Also, I explained you this chapter in the class. So, today let's start with the exercise, that is speaking and writing. So, let's start. The first question, C, speaking and writing. Take turns with your partner to ask or answer these questions. Tell him or her why you think your answer is correct. Quote from the text wherever necessary. Write down your answers. So children, depending on the question, we can write the answer. It may be of one sentence or maybe of few sentences long. So question number 1. The dog had scars and a mutilated tail because it was timid. Is it true? Yes, it is not true, because he had mutilated his tail or disfigured his tail because of numerous fights for food. Then it was timid. Timid means it was small. Is it because of that he had got the scars? No, it's not true. Question number 2. The last two sentences in paragraph 1 say that the dog led a carefree life. Yes, it is true. Question number 3. The dog was a beautiful creature. Yes, it is true. Question number 4. The blind beggar's alms increased because all the passerby complete this sentence. So, we can complete this sentence by writing that the blind beggar's alms increased because all the passers-by gave coins and helped him. Question number 5. The village urchin came to the marketplace to just do his business? No, it's not true. He used to trouble this blind man. Question number 6. Why did the dog chase the boy out of the market? Answer is, the boy usually came to pick up the coins in the blind man's bowl. When the old man shouted, the dog came running, sprang on him and snapped his jaws on the wrist. The boy extricated, that means released his hand and ran for his life. The dog bounded up behind him and chased him out of the market. So in this way he chased the boy out of the market. Question number 7. How did the dog become the blind man's prisoner? Answer is, one day the dog approached the blind man. The blind man gave it food and thus the friendship between them started. The blind man was defended by the dog from a teenager who abused him. That means who used to torture him. The old woman who was helping the blind man died and the old man lost the only support he had. The ribbon vendor suggested him to tie the dog with the tape so that he can move around as the dog guides him. Now the dog took the place of the old woman and lost his freedom completely, and his world came to be circumscribed by the limits of the white cord, and he has to forget wholesale all his life. In a large scale, he has to forget all his life, all his old haunts. Thus, the dog became a prisoner. Done. Question number 8. How did the dog's life change? Answer is, the life of the dog changed as it now took the place of the old woman. He had to forget wholesale all his life and all his old haunts. That means in a large scale he had to forget all his old life. He simply had to stay on forever at the end of the string. When he saw other dogs, friends or foes, he sprang up and earned a kick from his master. In a few days, the dog learned to discipline himself, discipline his instinct and impulse. He ceased to take notice of other dogs even if they came up and growled. He lost his own orbit of movement and contact with his fellow creatures. Thus, the dog's life changed drastically. Question number 9. The beggar's alms increased threefold. Scan paragraph 10 and find the answer. That means we have to go check the paragraph 10 and answer. Yes, it is true. Question number 10. Why did the vendors hold a conference among themselves? How did it end? Answer is the raven seller, novel vendor, and the perfumer observed the earnings of the blind man. They held a conferences among themselves. The raven seller said that his heart rents with pain seeing the slaving dog and decided to do something. At this point, Perfumer's eyes caught the scissors dangling from the raven's rack, and he took the scissors and decided to cut up the cord and release the dog from slavery. With this, the conference came to an end. Done. Question number 11. The beggar named his dog Tiger. What is ironic about this? That means, what is strange about this? Answer is the beggar named his dog Tiger. Ironical about this is that the tigers move about in freedom and people are frightened about the tiger. But here in contrast, irony meaning contrast, here in contrast, the tiger, that is the dog, is tied up and under the control of a blind man and serves him in his needs. So he is now a slave. So it is a contrast that his name is Tiger. Done, children? Question number 12. How did the dog return to his doom? Answer is when the perfume vendor snipped off the cord, the dog went off at a high speed. He nosed about the ditches happily, hurled himself on other dogs, ran round and round the fountain in the market square, barking, his eyes sparkling with joy. He returned to his favorite haunts and hung about the butcher's shop, tea stall, and bakery. At last, at midnight, went back again to his master, who fed him, as the dog is known for his faithfulness, for his gratitude. So, because of his gratitude, he again returned to his doom. Done? Understood? Now, question number 13. Why is this story titled The Blind Dog? Answer is, this is a very important story, children. This is a very important question. So write down the answer. The dog, which came to circumscribed by the limits of the white cord, and it has to forget all his freestyle life and lost his own orbit of movement and contact with his fellow creatures. Literally, the dog was a prisoner under a blind man. But the dog was fond of his master, walking blindly. So he obeyed his blind master's orders blindly. The story is titled as Blind Dog because though the dog was not blind, it followed the beggar's orders blindly. A blind person has to be guided by someone else, but here the dog was guided by the blind man. So the title Blind Dog is a very much accurate title given by the author. Done, children? Let's go to the next one. Use of words. D main, use of words. Let's fill in these blanks with the missing words. Answer. A type of dash working dogs called husky. You can write a type of loyal working dogs called husky are dash by Eskimos to draw sledges. They are used by the Eskimos to draw sledges. Eskimos, those who live in the Atlantic areas where there is full of snowfalls, okay, snowy areas. Dash do not have dash, so sledges, they use sledges, so the sledges do not have wheels. They sledge along the ice or snow on metal blades. These people are called the Eskimos. So Eskimos use these carts for transportation in the snowy region where they live. A train of dogs will be harnessed to a sledge, some 5 to 6 pairs of dogs in a line. Children, I will show you this picture. You can see this image in the side, how the Eskimos are being dragged by the sledge. How these husky dogs are used for sledge. Done. Now let's start with the exercise grammar. Children, for this chapter the grammar is the helping verb must. As I said earlier, must is a modal verb, or it can be called as a modal auxiliary verbs. What is modal verbs? Modal verbs means which is used to express a specific meaning or specific feelings or thought in a sentence. So this is called both modal and auxiliary verb or modal auxiliary verb because it is always used to enhance the meaning, to give the specific meaning along with the main verb. Okay, so there are 11 modal verbs. I had made a different separate video for this modal verbs. Children, look at this video. You can go through this to know about the use of modal verbs. Okay, so as I said, there is can, could, must, should, etc. are the modal verbs. Here we'll discuss about the helping verb must. So must is used mostly when the specific feeling or thought is a compulsion or a self-compulsion, or if it is an explanation, or if it is an estimation, then we used to use this word must. For example, we can use compulsion. If it is very compelled to do something, we can use must. Like use must to make someone feel it is necessary. It is very much compulsion to do. You must be back by 10 o'clock. So here it is a compulsory that suppose we have to go to school. Then there is a compulsory time that it will start at 8 o'clock. Isn't it? So we have to attend the school at 8 o'clock exactly. So that is a compulsion. Okay. So for compulsion, self-compulsion, etc. we have to use the must. Similarly, children, here we use modals to express our feelings and thoughts. So here look at the expressions of the feelings and thoughts given below. Here some sentences are given, some 13 sentences are given, and we have to express, we have to choose the appropriate expression and write it in the each blank. Like if it is a preference or impossibility or self-compulsion, these are given as choices from in the bracket. We have to select one and write it in the blank. So it will fall down if you keep it there. The first question is regarding, yes, it is possibility. Already answer is given. Second, could I use your pen for a moment? So which type of expression is this? Yes, it is request. It is going to rain this evening. That means it is an assumption. Okay, or habit. I'd rather take a rickshaw to the station. It is late. So it is showing the preference. She must be still in her office working late this evening. That means no other explanation is possible. Sixth one, this time must be at least 500 years old. This temple must be at least 500 years old. It's an estimation. Don't worry, he can very well look after himself. It shows, yes, ability. Eighth one, you shall not speak to me like this again. So here it is. Which expression? Yes, prohibition. That means stopped. Ninth one, how dare you say a thing like this? So it is a challenge. Tenth one, I must finish this work today. So this is self-compulsion. 11th one, look at that old man toiling in the sun. Looks very old, must be at least 80. So here it is showing, yes, it is showing as if it is necessity. In our hostel, we must switch off the lights at 10 p.m. So here it is compulsory. So compulsion. She can't be as ill as all that. She is pretending. So it is impossibility. Done, children? Next, let's go to the F, that is glossary. Here, glossary means, children, here new words are given. Like dog is related to kennel. That means dog, the place where it stays, its home is called as kennel. Similarly, the place where pigs live is called as sty. Similarly, what is the relation between physics, physicist? That means psychology will be, yes, physiology will be physiologist. Second, music. Music, who makes the music is called musician. Who plays with the flute is called dash flutist. Smithy is related, yes, it is related to gold. That means they deals with gold. Similarly, tannery they deals with, yes, leather. College, the head of the college is principal. School, the head is headmaster. State, citizen. Similarly, democracy is because of people. Done. Let's go to G. Children, G is on writing. We have to write about these dogs. The dogs that are trained to do police work. Children, mostly the dogs that are used to do police work are referred as canine. It's a dog that is trained specifically to assist police and other law enforcement personnel in their work. The most commonly used breed is German Shepherd or Belgian Malinois. Beagles are also used in airports. Arson dogs trained to pick up the traces of accelerants or who did the accident. Cadaver dogs are trained in detecting odor of decomposing bodies. Similarly, Labrador is used for locating the bombs or drugs. Now write a paragraph about them. We can write a paragraph on the dogs and bomb squad like German Shepherd and Labrador Retriever. Both dogs had been previously trained in explosive detection. Both dogs were spayed females and had been debarked and received obedience training. 3 qualified dog handlers were selected from the department to work with the dogs. A kennel was created adjacent to the bomb squad for the exclusive use of their office. So this is the project and the writing task. So hope you understand, children. You can write all this and finish the project. Hope you understand. Done. Thank you, children.